Hey, thank you so much for being here. If I can get you to move toward the seating, we're going to start here in just a minute. Just an announcement in case all of you are not aware by now. Our Chancellor came down, and Chancellor McRaven was in Edinburgh this morning and was set to fly over here for this event. Obviously, you can't fly, so he is in Suburban driving over. If you drove over, you know he'll have a few challenges. Probably won't be here till about 3 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and do part of this ceremony without him. But if you stay around till 3 o'clock or so, you'll be able to meet our Chancellor as well. And I think the fact that he's going to be here demonstrates the importance and the significance of this. What's happening today is unique, it's historic. When we look back on it 10 years, I think we'll all be amazed at what has happened and the impact that it will have on us all. If you'll allow me, I want to recognize a few people. Then we're going to have four of our students come up and read proclamations. I think all of the cities in both counties, 4 counties had proclamations. And we do serve 4 counties, and we had how many cities, Veronica? 29 cities, proclamations. And so we want to use this ceremony to recognize that. And then I'll have a few closing remarks. But first of all, people to recognize. Senator Lucio, would you mind standing for just a minute? Our senator, without him, this wouldn't happen. I'll have him address you and make a few remarks in a minute, but the thing to keep in mind, without him, we wouldn't be here today. And what's happening here is a tribute to Senator Lucio, so we deeply appreciate that. We also have a couple of other people I want to recognize. Juliet, would you stand? Juliet Garcia. Juliet has been one of my role models my entire life. I've looked, and by the way, she's also a linguist. We do similar academic things. But I've known her work and followed her work for many years. Without Juliet, we wouldn't be here today. I mean, this is also a tribute to her as well. Now, I have two. It's very rare that you're going to find 4 presidents in the same room. Bill Fannin, would you say, has been the interim president here? And Bill has done a wonderful job in helping us through the transition. Javidan Rodriguez, if you'll stand, was the interim president at UTPA and will be the UTRGV provost. So you won't see that many in a room very often. But all of these people have been hugely important. Without our legacy institutions, we wouldn't be doing this today. Now, we want to begin by having some of our students who are going to do they're going to read the proclamations and do a roll call of cities and counties. And so I want to introduce each one of them individually, so if you'll stand up when I do this. Alberto Adame is the president of the UTRGV Student Government Association. He was president of the UTPA Student Government. He's been actively involved in the transition, always representing our students. He is a senior majoring in economics and finance and will graduate next year. We hate to see him go, but you're going to graduate on time, and that's terrific. That's what we want our students to do. He's been a great help. Alondra Galvan, if you'll stand up. She is the chair of the Senate and serves as a senator at large for the Brownsville campus. She's a sophomore majoring in political science with a minor in legal studies. She hopes to become a lawyer. Senator, she may be a person who will be a senator one day, so I think she has an interest in that. She's been terrific to work with, and we really appreciate her help. Arendira Santiana is a senior Spanish major and will graduate from UTRGV in December. She was the president of the UTV Student Government Association. Without her help, this couldn't. I had a chance to work closely with her. She was just terrific to work with. A great pleasure for me. Now, she spent a month studying Spanish literature and culture in Spain this summer, and I think it was a terrific experience for her. But listen to this. She was one of 4 students from the United States selected by the National Hispanic Honor Society, Sigma Delta Pi, to participate in this program. It's quite an honor, and you should all be very proud of her. Jesus Franco is a freshman pre-med and a member of the A Prime Time Success Academy. He comes to UTRGV as a salutatorian of Brownsville's Porter High School class of 2015. I never made valedictorian or salutatorian or anything. I did make an A+ on my blood test, though. Please help me welcome our students to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bailey. Jesus, I'm just so happy that you're here at UTRGV, great achieving students, and I think that reflects a lot on what Dr. Bailey did with his whole team, and the teams at UTV and at UTPA. It's just been remarkable. Now, UTRGV, as we all know, has had an outpouring of support from all cities in the Rio Grande Valley and all 4 counties in our region. Over the last few weeks, we had 29 cities in the valley, and all 4 counties passed proclamations declaring today, August 31st, as the UTRGV Day, and agreeing to fly our flag in their cities on this opening day. That's just extremely exciting. The students were telling me that, and I saw posts on social media about the UTRGV flag going up today, and it's great to be celebrating the UTRGV Day, not only here in Brownsville or not only in Edinburgh, but across the whole valley. It's extremely exciting. Now, I want to thank, on behalf of the student body, all the cities and all the counties for the leadership, unity, and support. And we know that by working together, we are going to make UTRGV the best university in the nation. The support means a lot to the student body and, of course, to the administration of the university. So now we will go ahead and read the proclamation that was presented at the city and county meetings. Anandita, will you step up? Whereas the 83rd Texas Legislature passed legislation on May 23, 2013, establishing a new university of the first class in South Texas, and the governor of Texas signed the bill into law on June 14, 2013, and whereas comprised of the assets, human resources, and institutional knowledge of 2 renowned legacy institutions, the University of Texas Brownsville and the University of Texas Pan American, the regional academic health centers in Edinburgh and Harlingen, and with the addition of a long-awaited medical school, the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley will transform the academic and economic landscape of South Texas, and whereas the Texas Constitution provides that the university is entitled to participate in the Permanent University Fund, and the University of Texas System Board of Regents has, to date, allocated hundreds of millions of dollars to the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, and whereas the university has adopted the vaquero as its official mascot, the original South Texas vaqueros being the pioneers of the region and were the precursors to the modern-day American cowboy, and whereas the people of the Rio Grande Valley and the leaders of its local governments, institutions, businesses, and households have exhibited an outpouring of support for the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, and whereas UTRGV is situated in the most dynamic region of Texas, it will be a gateway to the Americas by creating a university that is bilingual, biculturate, and biliterate. And whereas UTRGV will welcome its inaugural class of students August 31, 2015, as the first major public university in Texas to be established in the 21st century, expecting an overall student enrollment of approximately 30,000 students, making it the second largest Hispanic serving institution in the nation.
Now, therefore, I, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of myself and the City or County Commission, do hereby proclaim August 31st, 2015 as the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley Day, and further proclaim that the flag or banner of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley will be flown prominently within the city or county on August 31st, 2015, in honor of the university's opening and as a symbol of support by our city or county. Jesus and Alondra, please proceed with the roll call of cities and counties who passed proclamations.
Cameron County,
Hidalgo County,
Starr County,
Willacy County,
Brownsville,
McAllen,
Harlingen,
Edinburgh,
Weslaco,
Mission,
Port Isabel,
Pharr,
Donna,
Mercedes,
San Juan,
La Joya,
Rio Grande City,
Roma,
Ed Couch,
Elsa,
Raymondville,
Hidalgo,
Rio Hondo,
Los Fresnos,
Rancho Viejo,
La Feria,
Granjeno,
San Benito,
Palmhurst,
Palmview,
Alamo.
Benitas.
Now, of course, last but definitely not least, a favorite among college students, not just here in the Valley, but everywhere, South Padre Island. Now we will all say a few words of what today means to us and what the establishment of this university, the first university of Texas of the 21st century, means to us. I'll welcome Alondra.
Hello. This day to me means the beginning of a new journey that I will be taking, as well as all UTRGV students, and I am very excited for this new beginning.
They asked me to keep it short, so I'll try my best. Around 14 months ago, Dr. Garcia had the student government in executive board meeting, and she introduced to us a new project that her and other leaders here present were undertaking, UTRGV. She introduced the principles, and I can tell you that number 5 strike on me, which is the creation of bilingual, bicultural, and bilingual professionals. Now, I want to thank Dr. Garcia, Dr. Fanning, Dr. Bailey for all your leadership for the Brownsville campus. And as a future linguist, I'll definitely look upon you to see, I hope, the two-way bilingual university, the first one of its kind in the United States. Thank you very much.
Hello. I wrote a little something. Today is the beginning of a new era. UTRGV is a world of opportunity, a place where we can pursue our dreams without having to abandon our culture and families. We now have the resources to study to be astronomers, engineers, and even doctors. Now there is no excuse. We are now limited only to what we can dream. I choose to dream big. What will you choose? Thank you.
Now, Jesus is a first-year student, but he's a really good speaker. He just proved this to it. I went to class earlier today at the Edinburgh campus. I was just running everywhere. And something that really struck me, and that's something that you would never really see at UTPA at least, was the students, everywhere you turn, were wearing UTRGV shirts. So that's, I think, makes a statement for everyone that worked on this. So, Senator, thank you very much. And I think I was present at the roundup as well. And the first class ever of this university was definitely the most electrifying place I've ever been in my life, was inside that field house and inside the art center here in TSE, Brownsville campus. Definitely the spirit there, and I'm pretty sure everyone that was there can verify that, was something that I had never seen before. And that's gonna take this university to just the next level. So thank you all. I will introduce now back Dr. Bailey.
Thank you so much. If you ever wonder why we do what we do, that's it. If you wonder what this is really all about, that's it. And I'm pretty sure that one of those people will probably be a university president one day, and it will have been my honor to be associated with him. Senator Lucio, as I said, has been absolutely crucial through all of this. and I've asked him to come up and make a few remarks as well. Senator.
What an incredible joy to join with you today. It's a very special day for me for many reasons. To those that were acknowledged just moments ago, happen to have played an integral part of my life over the years. This young lady right here, we grew up together, Mary Rose Cardenas, who was a member of the Board of Trustees here at Texas Southmost College and played an important role in the overall partnership that took place. And I'll say a few words along those lines in a minute, but we talk about progress, and we're going to have progress in the future because a new journey, a new time in history calls for progress. And the way we have progress is by having them look back when they leave and they can see that great changes were made or added to the already incredible foundation that was established here by Mary Rose and Dr. Garcia, David Oliveira. David's father was my professor and also my high school principal. And he was also president of Texas Southmost College. Incredible family, a giving and caring, and a family that I am very proud to call my friends. And I was so happy to hear all the cities mentioned here just moments ago by our young leaders, because that's what we all need to see, a united effort for all of us to be able to come together and make it even better. No longer an east and west battle. Of course, it's never a north and south here in the valley, but one that we can all come together and count our blessings. Let me just say this, SB 1050, after we joined for the young people that are here that have not heard this maybe, but there was a few things that happened, and I was so fortunate to be where I was. I'd been in the House for 4 years. We had the University of Pan American at Brownsville. And when we joined the UT system, Doctor, well, there was ulterior motives, and there were good motives. I mean, they needed more Hispanics in the overall population so we could draw down more federal funds and have more money for our overall students at the UT system, which was a good thing. So they looked at us and they saw that could work, and boy, has it worked. We formed, thanks to Senate Bill 1050 that I was very fortunate to carry in 1991, the partnership. During my first session in the Texas Senate, we were able to pass Senate Bill 1050 to create the University of Texas at Brownsville as a freestanding independent institution within the UT system, and authorizing the partnership with Texas Southmost College. And then a few years later came Senate Bill 606, 1997, the Regional Academic Health Center. We passed that bill, which authorized the University of Texas system to establish this center in the Valley, the School of Public Health at UTB, the School of Medical Education at the RAC in Harlingen, and the School of Research at UT Pan American. I had triplets, and I was so happy that we were able to address the overall needs of the whole Valley through this piece of legislation. Then came Eddie Lucio III, and together he carried Senate Bill 98 for me, and in 2009, the Health Science Center and Medical School, we passed this bill, which laid the foundation for the full medical education in South Texas. Randy and the mayor and everyone that was involved with this movement can tell you that that was an incredible step in the right direction. The Regional Academic Health Science Center would be converted into a medical school. Its establishment increases medical research specific to U.S.-Mexico border areas, allow local residents to receive a complete medical education, and helps address the medical provider shortage in the area through new faculty and residency positions. And of course, then came Senate Bill 24, 2013, UTRGV. We were all joint authors and proud joint authors of that bill in the 83rd legislature that merged the existing University of Texas Pan American and the University of Texas Brownsville to establish a new university within the University of Texas system called the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. Senate Bill 2034 in 2015 is an important piece of legislation, and we all need to get behind this issue, the Cameron County Healthcare District local referendum. This past, right, Dean Fernandez, this past session, I authored in past Senate Bill 2034, which authorizes creation of a health-related special district in Cameron County. If the voters so choose, the health-related special district will be authorized to contract with various providers for healthcare delivery, including the UTRGV Medical School. In terms of appropriations, this session, the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley received approximately $325 million in state funds for fiscal years 2016 and 17. Last session, the University of Texas Pan American and the University of Brownsville received approximately $170 million and $60 million in state funds, respectively, for fiscal years 2014 and 15. Finally, I was very happy to report at the time it happened that we were able to secure $60 million for UTRGV school for fiscal year 2017 through Rider 6. These funds will be used to support the establishment, operation, or administration of a medical school, and the Regional Academic Health Center will help the new School of Medicine achieve its accreditation. The state also authorized a total of $67 million in local tuition revenue bonds, which will be used for construction of academic buildings. All of this obviously took people to come together, work together, and make it happen for a very worthy region of the state. I just got back. I flew into Houston last night at 10, and I finally got on the road at 10:30, and I drove in this morning early. Randy and I was counting my blessings to be back in Texas, in our country. But I had the fortune, I was so fortunate to meet with legislators from all over Europe, Catholic legislators from all over Europe and Africa and all of the Americas. And we talked about migration, we talked about the unfortunate prosecution of Catholics in Lebanon and other world issues. And I couldn't help but think of our dreamers and our universities here in Texas. I really did. And I spoke about them because it's important for us to realize that they have been part of our overall success in many ways. And they'll continue to do so. And I find it hard not to support an effort to do everything we can to make their dreams come true of getting a higher education, and also becoming citizens of our country. They're the ones that will also make it bigger and better and greater. So I'll leave you with that thought. By the way, Juliet, I went to 4 basilicas and I lit a candle every time I entered one of them. And it was for everyone that I have ever known. I told my dear Lord Jesus Christ, I says, this is for everyone I've ever met, for our community, for our state, for our country, and yes, for those that suffer in the world. I was very inclusive, went to Mass and kept on praying, and we went up on a mountain and kept on praying. And it was a wonderful opportunity for us to come together and pray for peace, understanding, and caring, loving of all peoples of the world. And I think that's something that we can take the lead, and we can show everyone that through the leadership that we've been able to see in the past, and the leadership that I'm so very proud and honored to be a part of today, Dr. Bailey, we can make a difference to the lives of these young people. They're the ones that will create such a strong foundation for those that follow them that it will outlive the ruins in Rome that I saw. for mankind in this part of the world. I have great faith in God that that will happen. So I call upon all of you to join together. And I told Juan Hinojosa a while ago, I called him, I says, we got to take a lead when it comes to bringing the valley together and working together and making it better. And I'm ready. I have a couple of extra guayaberas. After I gave Dean Fernandez a guayabera, I went out and bought 2 more because I knew that I would be wearing them this hot summer as I travel the valley and meeting a lot of wonderful young people, and they deserve our full attention. So thank you very much for everything that you've done, everything that's been accomplished here, and I feel so honored to be able to continue to work with those like Representative Gonzalez, Veronica, and I served in the legislature together, and I know Dr. Bailey from his presidency at Tech, and I followed his career. We're blessed. We really are to have the leadership we have today, and I know nothing but wonderful things will happen in the future. God bless you all.
You know, we're very fortunate to have strong political leadership, and Senator, we always recognize what you do. We also have Mayor Boswell and Commissioner Sanchez here as well, so thank you both. And the mayor has had to see me 3 times in 2 days, so I don't know what he did to do that, deserve that. Our chancellor is still on the way. He at last text I got was in outside Rancho Viejo, and there's a little traffic problem, as you can imagine, with the weather. But so what we'll do, we'll close, if you'll allow me a personal comment in just a minute. We'll close with that, and then I'd encourage you, if you can wait around for a few minutes, he should be here in, I think, 10 or 15 minutes. Here's what I want to say most to you. 2 years ago, at this hour, I was sitting in a hospital in Birmingham, Alabama, watching my wife die. She died 30 hours after this, and so I sat with her the entire time. The entire time I sat there, I just wanted to die. I prayed that I could die too. I'd done everything I wanted to do in life. Didn't really want to live without her anymore. She had been my partner in higher education and in everything I did. And so after she passed away, a few months later, my daughter, who's 31, sat down with me, and she said, "What are you going to do, Dad?" And I said, I'm going to retire. I don't have anything else to do. And I said, there's nothing else left to accomplish. There's nothing I can really put my heart into. She said, "Dad, don't." She may have been saying, "Dad, stay out of my business." But what she did was say, "Dad, you need to find something that you can love the way you did Jan, something that you can be as passionate about as you were with Jan." A couple months later, I got a telephone call about a new university that was forming in the Rio Grande Valley. I'd had the great fortune of being down here on a number of occasions, getting to know some people, and really enjoying my time down here. The more I heard about this, the more I thought, this is unique. This is going to set the pattern for what happens in higher education in the 21st century. It was a great honor to me to be chosen to lead this endeavor. It's really the greatest honor I've had in a very long career, and a career in which I've done a lot of things. What's happening here is special. What is happening here is unique. You don't see that anywhere in the United States. We have a chance as an institution to bring a region together, to help a region become a model for the rest of the United States, and to give these students educational opportunities that they would never have. As you look back on this day, and as you look back on this, I think you'll see what an important day this was, what an important endeavor this was. 10 years from now, you're going to be so proud of what happens here. Sometimes it's hard. You get in the midst of all the little details. It's hard to step back and see. But what we're going to do is going to be terrific, and we're going to do it because of you. Now, I want to thank all of you for allowing me to be part of this endeavor. From the bottom of my heart, I've never done anything that's more challenging, but I've never done anything that I've enjoyed more or that I think is more impactful. Thank you so much, and let's make a great university. Thank you.
Good afternoon, folks, and first let me apologize for showing up late. As you can well see, we had a little weather. We were expecting to fly down from Edinburgh and got to the planes, and the pilot said, you know, that's really a bad idea. And I think they were right. That's why we hired these guys. And obviously a little weather coming down. Again, I apologize for missing the ceremony, but I did want to take just a few minutes to make a couple of remarks. First, a couple of the regents that were with us earlier on, Regent Ernie Aliseda and Regent Brenda Pejovich, send their regards as well. We knew that we were going to get weathered in, and both of them had to head back, so they send their apologies, but they were with us on the first part of the visit today. And I want to begin by thanking Guy Bailey and his crew. You know, this is, as you all know, this has been a long time in coming, but from the time the decision was made and really the momentum began, you know, Guy Bailey and Havidan and Bill Fannin and their crews were essential in pulling this together and making it a success. And, you know, I had the opportunity from the system standpoint to be watching this on a daily and a weekly basis. And, you know, it's the classic case of the duck on the surface of the water. And, you know, you looked at Guy, and Guy always looked calm and composed. And you know that beneath the water, because he has to, the feet are moving as fast as they can because there's a lot of work to be done. And guys, so I just want to publicly recognize your leadership. I mean, your tremendous passion and commitment to pulling UTRGV together, and I want to thank you so very, very much for that, Guy. A couple folks that were not able to join us today, and I know we're going to recognize them a little bit later on, and that's former Chairman Gene Powell and my predecessor, Francisco Figueroa. Two folks that really from the Board of Regents and from the UT system were instrumental in pulling this together from our standpoint. And I know, again, we're going to take an opportunity to recognize their great work, but I have been very fortunate to be the beneficiary of the great work that went before me, and it would not have happened in the system without those two folks, along with, frankly, Regent Ernie Aliseda, Regent Pejovich, and a number of others. But really to Chairman Gene Powell and to Francisco Figueroa, I want to thank them as well and recognize their great works, or again, we probably wouldn't be here today. So to Gene and Francisco, thank you very much. I told the story a little bit earlier today. It was been about a little over a year and a half ago, and Gene Powell and a couple of other regents came to Tampa to talk to me about the potential of taking the job as the UT Chancellor. And you know, I was unfamiliar, frankly, with the job, didn't really know the depth and the breadth of the job. But we began to talk about UTRGV and establishing this 21st century university down here in the Valley. As I think many of you know, I am a San Antonio boy, and I've spent a lot of time in the Valley, and I have a real passion for the people of the Valley and understanding what can happen. And that passion came out loud and clear from Chairman Paul Foster, Vice Chairman Steve Hicks, and of course, at the time then, now Vice Chairman Gene Powell. And Gene really talked about bringing together the strength of Brownsville and the strength of Pan Am and the strength of the RAC and putting on top of that a medical school. And then you begin to ask yourself, what can't we do? I mean, what can't we do? And the only thing that limits us from here on out is our own work ethic and our imagination. Because if we've got the imagination and we're prepared to work for it, there isn't anything we can't do down here at UTRGV. And I will tell you today, it has been great. I had a chance to talk to a number of the student government folks, and again, my time up in Edinburgh today, and you see the passion, you see the commitment, you see the excitement. You see the kids walking around with UTRGV on their shirt in masses. And I think there's a couple of reasons for this. One, they recognize that they're part of history. This is history in the making. And I'll tell you, I've been fortunate in my life and in my career to be at points in time where you knew history was being made. I was in the White House for a couple of very significant events, and then in my military career, I have been there. And sometimes in the middle of a historic event, you don't realize you're in the middle of the event. It's only afterwards when you go, I was there. Well, let me tell you, recognize today that you are in the middle of a historic event. And I think, again, it's apparent to the students, it's apparent to the faculty, it's apparent to the staff, and it should be apparent to all of us here. And as I said earlier today, 100 years from now, and you think about it, 100 years from now, people in Texas will look back on this day and they will say, this changed Texas. This changed Texas forever. Because when you can improve the quality of education, and the education down here has been very good, and this will be an opportunity to improve it. When you improve the quality of education, you buy down all the bad things that are out there. You buy down the ignorance, you buy down the bigotry, you buy down the racism, you buy down everything, the poverty. All you have to do is take the time to educate the people, and everything will get better. Everything about their lives will get better. And so again, this is a wonderful day. I can't think of any place I would rather be than right here and right now. So let me once again thank all of you. We were talking real quick before we came in, and they said, you know, there's a lot of folks that had a lot to do with this, but none of this happens unless the people of the Valley want it to happen. I mean, you learn that very quickly. The legislatures can want to do it, the regents can want to do it, but if you don't have the support, the hard support of the people from the Valley, then this would never happen. So to all of you who were instrumental in that, I also want to extend my thanks to you and my deep, deep respect. So again, thank you all very much, and I look forward to chatting with you.
Chancellor, before you... Thank you. Thank you. And before you begin talking to others, we have one thing that our student body wants to present you. And so I'm going to let them bring it up and present it to you. Alberto.
Thank you, Dr. Rayleigh. This is, of course, a gift from the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley to our UT system Chancellor Bill McRaven, to thank you for all your support through all this process and all we keep doing. Now, of course, it's a UTRGV, it's great. And in the bottom it mentions, presented to Chancellor Bill McRaven on the first day of classes at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, August 31, 2015.
Well, this is fabulous. Just absolutely fabulous. You know, when I made my first visit, I think all of you know, I made my first visit down to UTRGV because I wanted to show folks that I was interested in this. And from the very first visit, folks said, well, you're going to have to be careful because the students are going to talk to you about the ocelots, they're going to talk to you about Bucky the Bronco, they're going to talk to you about all these sort of things. And nobody did. They didn't because they knew it was time to pull these great campuses together, to have a new mascot, to move forward. And I love this. I mean, how much better do you get than the Vaqueros? And if you haven't looked real closely at this, I love the fact that the state of Texas is there, you know, between the moving, and it is about the movement. It's about the movement forward. And so I'm thrilled. Thank you so very much. It means a lot to me. Thanks. That's beautiful, guys.
Thank you so much, Chancellor. We got a great group of people here, and we really appreciate your being here. And it says a great deal about the significance of what's going on, but it says even more about your commitment to this region, and we deeply appreciate it. Thank you so much.